How's it going, guys? And welcome to this live showdown between the Wood Elves and the High Elves. In this match, I think we're going to go with the Glady, so we're going to put her on the horse, and then on top of that, let's go ahead and get the Prey of Anathrama. Really good against the High Elves. So the High Elves tend to bring like Star Dragons and all kinds of big, spooky, scary stuff, and even Dragon Princes. It's going to be really good to kind of snare them down and focus them with missiles. So on top of that, let's go ahead and get a Branch Wraith. So the Branch Wraith will get the Call of the Woods. We're probably not going to get Blessing of the Ancients because we're not going to be in the forest. For spells, we can get Melkoth. Shield of Thorns isn't bad, but I think we're going to go with the Pendulum. Yeah, the Pendulum is incredibly fun against the elite front line. So we're going to get the Eternal Guards. And as far as Skirmisher cap goes, the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips are so good in this matchup. They can deal with Phoenixes, Dragons, just a really, really good pick. We'll get a couple Glade Guards with the Starfire Shafts, and then also some Deepwood Scouts. I think because Deepwood Scouts can trade really well with the regular High Elf Archers. So let's actually get two groups. Oh man, we're going so deep in this. Let's go ahead and get some Way Watchers. That'll be pretty fun. So also on top of that, I think we need some troops to protect our back line. So let's get some Azrai Spears. The War Dancers with the Azrai Spears do really well against Dragons and Dragon Princes and pretty much Silver Helms, anything mobile really. So, okay, so I think that's pretty good for our formation. We can go ahead and get one more group of Eternal Guard just in the back line to give us a little bit of extra support. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're going to have to like kind of concede the cat fight because we don't have any Wild Riders, but honestly, Wild Riders just get beaten down by Silver Helms as well as Dragon Princes because Silver Helms, I think, have, 80 or 90 armor, and the Dragon Princes with heavy armor plus their physical resist are just going to be so tough against our guys. So basically what I like to do is just kind of, skirmish and harass and do as much poke as I can, isolate the high-value targets with Prey of Anathrama, and, hopefully do pretty well. But honestly, I feel like the Wood Elves, even without their regiments renown, are like one of the stronger factions. They're incredibly good. I mean, Prey of Anathrama, their missiles, the fact that they do magic damage, fire damage, and have really good AP is huge. Like in the Skaven matchup, Plague Monks and Censor Bears, they all have really good physical resist, but they go down really hard against magic damage. So the Wood Elves have a lot of good matchups. I'm like trying to think of a matchup that's pretty hard for them. I mean, against the Beastmen, Eternal Guards have really good anti-large and charge defense, and like they can isolate the Gorbles and other things like that. I'm trying to think of a matchup that's really tough for them. But I mean, obviously, the other high tier factions can give them some trouble, but I don't know. I feel like they're really strong. So in the front line, let's go ahead and get these Eternal Guards set up like so. On top of that, we want to get our Starfire Shafts back here, and let's get one group over here, and then we could put our Deepwood Scouts right here in the middle. And yeah, that should be fine. Although we could Vanguard these guys and get some tricky business, but I don't want to Vanguard and get caught by some like Skirmisher cap. We're going to put the Glady in the front line as well. Let's go ahead, and turn her around like this. So far, so good. We'll get the Azrai Spears kind of sitting on the flanks, ready to help out against any cav or big spooky dragons or whatever else my opponent decides to bring. And the Branch Wraith you always want in the front line because Call of the Woods is basically like a mini Book of Grudges. You can see it's giving 5 melee attack, and you want to put him in a place where it's going to be hitting 2 groups. So if you guys look at this ability right here, Call of the Woods gives 5 melee attack to these 2 groups, which is going to be really helpful. So that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and group these guys up in group 1. These guys, maybe we can offset these guys a little bit and like hide them in the trees. We definitely want to take off fire at will because they're a very expensive unit. You don't want to be wasting their ammunition on kind of a poor target. So let's get our Skirmisher Cav up in the front. And honestly, the Glade Riders with the Hagbane Tips can greatly outclass the Illyrian Reavers. We'll get our Spears in the back. And it's mainly just because of the poison, to be honest. All right, cool. Let's do it to it. Good luck to my opponent, and let's have some fun. And guys, I'll do my best to get a good Pendulum. If he has like a whole full front line of like White Lions or elite troops, oh no, it's on. We must fight. So he does have the yeah, he's got a lot of Lothran Sea Guards. So it's gonna be a little bit wild. So we're gonna pull back right now. We didn't take any damage really. We were able to pull back before we got tagged there. So 165 range to 150. So we're not in bad shape, but he does have a Phoenix and some other pretty good targets here. So let's get our missile units kind of up around the flank here. And what's the range on the Lothran Sea Guard? So we do, I think, have a range advantage, which is going to be pretty helpful here. And you can see the Dragon Princes are coming in, so we could potentially get a Prey of Anathrama. I don't think we start off with it, which is a little bit tough. So yeah, so I guess we just kind of keep kiting around, and let's go ahead and take skirmish mode off. And yeah, we don't want to be trading that missile fire. So we can kind of bait it out, but yeah, we don't want any of that goodness. So let's go ahead and pull back, and we can even use them defensively to kind of like shoot at the Phoenixes or the other lords or things like that. So let's go ahead and advance on our opponent. We'll get these guys shooting at, and yeah, they also have shields. That's going to be a little bit tough. So the Lothran Sea Guard, something I didn't really take into account here. But you know what? Hopefully we can do it to it. We can shoot while moving, which is nice. So these guys can go ahead and shoot at the Dragon Princes here. We can get these Deepwood Scouts shooting at the Dragon Princes as well. And we can also use the Prey of Anathrama to kind of shut those guys down. Let's pull back here. And all right, so the frontline engagement's about to be underway. We're getting some pretty good fire right there. So let's go ahead and use the Prey of Anathrama on these guys right here. And it's going to snare them down. We can get some pretty healthy focus fire. And let's also see if we can get some spears over there. Good. All right, so everything's going relatively to plan. So we can go ahead and pull these guys around the back now. And honestly, we can use them even in melee. So we'll shoot at the Lothran Sea Guard here. We'll shoot at his White Lines. And let's get our Eternal Guard kind of pushing up. I think it's going to be pretty important to start putting some pressure on my opponent. We could also potentially get a really good Pendulum, which could be pretty nice. But the Dragon Prince is really getting massacred. So our Glade Guard are taking a little bit of fire, but that's not a problem. And yeah, that's a lot of money like going down the drain right there. So we can go ahead and just like kind of do a drive-by in the back line. He does have that Phoenix come in, which is going to be a little bit spooky. And guys, we do have a pendulum potentially that could go right here. So let's actually cast that and see if we can get some good value there. And okay, so he's coming in. We have some spears to protect, which isn't a problem. So we'll pull back here, get the Azrai spears. And okay, that did some okay damage. It was, oh, and he forgot to take skirmish mode off, which is going to be really nice for us. You can see the Dragon Princes are getting kind of mushed on by those War Dancers, which is solid. So let's pull them into the back line. We can start shooting at Teclis right here. And it looks like the Phoenix is going to be dealt with. So let's go ahead and reallocate our missile fire, and we can start shooting at... Maybe we go after Teclis, although he does have the Potion of Koroi, so I really don't like to focus him until late game. In the back, my opponent finally did kind of square up his troops, so he's not going to have to worry about that. And honestly, we don't have too many threats right now. We can get the Azrai Spears fighting against the white lines. So let's pull these guys back here. These guys can go ahead and skirmish this way. Yeah, let's start shooting at the white lines. They do have missile resist, but they're still decent targets. And the Branch Wraith we can pull back there as well. Great. So these Azrai Spears need to go kind of pressure these guys. Let's get our missile cab back around. They've kind of just been like, you know, trying to distract my opponent in the back line. You do have Melkoth, so we can cast that on the white lines, which is actually going to slow their speed as well, which is going to be really useful here. So let's get the Branch Wraith helping. And these guys can cool back here. Let's get the Azrai Spears engaged, and let's get these Eternal Guard going after these guys. Man, this is quite a fierce battle, guys. I'm not going to lie. So our Skirmisher Cav are coming in the back, and they're actually going to be really useful against these white lines who are kind of pushing through. And it looks like he's going to be going after my my Lord here, but that's not a problem. We can get the Way Watchers who've been working on the Dragon Princes and have them shoot to the Phoenix. Let's go ahead and pull back. And yeah, should be good. All right, great. So let's reform ranks here. The Branch Wraith is now in the back line. Is there anything we want to heal? I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll just keep shooting at these white lines. Let's keep kiting back these guys. And the Azrai Spears or the Eternal Guard should get down there and help them relatively shortly. So we can actually charge into these archers with the light armor. I think that might not be a bad idea. So the Phoenix, we can go ahead and use the Prey of Anathrama, kind of lock this bad boy down. Let's pull these guys back here and just get some like good surround and good focus fire on this bad boy right here. So we do have enough for another Pendulum, which we could potentially save up for. But let's go ahead and try and finish off this Phoenix first. I think that's going to be really good. We do have an Arrow of Kurnus, so we can drop that in the back line. And yeah, we actually got those archers shut down, which is really nice. So let's kind of keep focusing this guy. Let's get the Eternal Guard kind of marching back. I don't think we really need him there. That Arrow of Kurnus did some really good damage. Yeah, it looks like the Phoenix is going to be going down here. We have some really good focus fire on this bad boy. So very well played to my opponent. This has been a super fun game. I'm going to save my Winds of Magic for now. And it looks like we have kind of cleaned up the back line here. And this other group of what's it called? The white lines should be able to get routed off by all my Skirmisher Cav. So we'll kind of keep poking those guys down. A lot of good kind of crossfire. And he still has a very meaty back line. So it's going to be hard to kind of finish those guys off. But it looks like our Azrai Spears are doing a really good job. And you just see the last of my guys over there just getting dumpstered. So we're able to kill the Phoenix, I think. I feel like I should just like focus fire and finish it off, but yeah, it's all right. Let's go ahead and shoot at Teclis right here. Teclis is pretty squishy, so any focus fire we can get on him is going to be good. We'll push through there, and we do have another Pendulum. So the Pendulum we could go ahead and drop. Let's see if this is a good angle. I think that might be okay. So we'll try it and see how it goes. And yeah, Teclis is taking some fire, and here we go. Oh, he was watching. Oh no, it didn't work. I was hoping he wasn't paying attention, but we let the boy watch, unfortunately. So let's pull up and around the side here. Looks like our Skirmisher Cav are able to fend those guys off, so let's pull them up and around. This has been a great game so far, though. Super competitive for sure. So let's get these guys, and what good targets do we have? We can just kind of reform ranks over here. Our Glady can kind of troll around the back and keep chasing Teclis, but I feel like his back line is pretty compromised right now. We do have the Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, which is going to do some decent damage to whatever we target. So let's get these guys right here, and our Skirmisher Cav, we do have a Noble, so let's go ahead and pull back. We don't want any of that Noble business. All right, so the Glady's here. She's just taking some pot shots at Teclis. Let's go ahead and get my Branch Wraith engaged. And do we have any troops in the back? We do have some guys coming back. Yeah, so let's get them going there. And everything's feeling pretty good, guys. Very good matchup. So let's shoot here. We have Prey of Anathrama coming up relatively soon. We also do have the Arrow of Kurnus. So where do we want to shoot? We probably want to run. We don't want to fight Teclis. We could have like a Haggard kind of a skirmisher, a Haggard duel right here between two lords that aren't meant to fight in melee. Let's go ahead and drop the Prey of Anathrama on him, which is going to be pretty good. And we'll go ahead and shoot him with an arrow here. And yeah, this could be a little bit dicey for him. So let's shoot him with the Arrow of Kurnus. And once we do that, we can go ahead and charge into melee. So shoot it. Is she going to shoot it? I guess not. Oh, we'll just go into melee. It should be fine. All right, so in the back line, we're compromising his archers. You can see Teclis is very low. And it looks like his Dragon Princes actually did come back. So let's keep moving. We can stick and move. Looks like we're able to shut down most of his troops over here. And what does he have? That's his Noble? Okay, so let's come back. And man, this is just a wild one. But it looks like Teclis is... Did he just get deleted from existence? Where'd he go? Where'd Teclis go? I don't even know. That's so weird. He just kind of like disappeared, guys. All right, well, that's cool as me. Whatever, sudden disappearances. Maybe some Skaven came from the underworld and dragged him into the pits. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. The bounce power is starting to shift in our favor. Very well played to my opponent. That was a real fun match. But yeah, good old Elvish Civil War kind of. But the Elf Archers are really good for their cost. I mean, they have 100... Wait, does that say 190? No, it's 100. That was for my Glade Lord. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the breakdown. So... Eternal Guard honestly do really well against most frontline matchups here, but the thing that was a little bit tricky for me were the Lothern Sea Guard. So they have the silver shields, so they're kind of hard to like trade missiles with. It's a bit of a strange situation, but once we were able to get some infantry back there and really pressure them, that was good. But a few really big points in the game, we were able to get the Prey of Anathrama and take out the Dragon Princes. We then were able to do the same thing against the Frostheart Phoenix. So we kind of just methodically worked through the game and took out his high value targets, and I felt like it was pretty good. So, but yeah, honestly, I really like this build. The Deepwood Scouts give you some good counter archer play because they have better range. I think at 180 or 100, or actually I think it's the same as these archers, but they do really well. The way Watchers were able to help out against the elite targets. And the Glade Riders with the Hackbane tips, I was a little bit sloppy with them, but still kind of like stressed my opponent out. And even in the late game, I was able to pull them back and get some really good harass on the white lines and also focus down some of his high value targets. So, and honestly, Mel Gibson in this matchup, he would probably be okay, but I think the Glady with the Prey of Anathrama is so good. I mean, being able to shut down those Dragon Princes as well as that Phoenix was huge. So very well played, my opponent say. Look forward to running into you again on ladder, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that Wood Elf Elvish Civil War. Have an excellent night, guys, and take care.